What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on Cliff Pu of the London Knights, 2016 NHL Draft Prospect Profiles. And, I like Pu. He's buried on a pretty deep depth chart in London. Some of you have heard this before. London's very, very deep. Obviously, they're playing for the Memorial Cup right now, so they can't be, can't suck. But you look at what Pu's been able to accomplish. He came over last year in the Michael McCarron deal with Oshawa, and he's been a pretty good fit in London and behind the big line of Christian Dvorak, Mitch Marner, and Matt Tkachuk. He's a good two-way player, good sized kid at 6'1" and 190 pounds. Good offensively for the role he's been given, and he actually really turned it up in the OHL playoffs with 8 goals in 18 games. I think it was one game off the top of my head. I got it written down somewhere, but he had a really good game in a game that the big line kind of struggled, and I think having that depth is what makes London a perennial contender in the OHL. The other thing is there's always like that succession with the London Knights. Like you saw this 15 years ago when they went from Rick Nash to Corey Perry, like, oh, no big deal. And then, going a step further, you saw in the last few years, the Bo Horvitz and the Max Domis become the Mitch Marners and the, Matt Tkachuks. And then, next year with Christian Dvorak going to the pros, Matt Tkachuk 50-50 on making an NHL roster, depending upon where he gets drafted. And, Mitch Marner, in all likelihood, being, a top, line player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Pu's going to have more of a chance to shine, and I think in that regard he'll be a guy that you hear from a lot next year and be like, oh, why didn't this kid go a little bit higher? He's right now ranked the 75th North American player according to Central Scouting. Hockey News got him ranked 25. I'd put him somewhere in the middle, to be honest. I think Hockey News is reaching just a little bit, but I think he's going to be a third or fourth round pick, and he's got all the tools to be a really good player. And I think you draft him, you let him expand his offensive repertoire next year. Getting more ice time, getting more time in the power play, getting more responsibility for Dale Hunter's team, and I think you'll reap what you sow with this kid. I think he needs 2 more years of junior hockey and an AHL apprenticeship, but I think he's an intriguing NHL prospect because I don't think we've really seen him. I don't want to say at his best, but in a chance to be the man. Obviously, in Oshawa, he was buried on a pretty deep team, and in London, he's also buried on a pretty deep team. But I think he's got the skill set to really break out and take what he's learned from being a support player. Take all the qualities of that, doing the little things, and then get those chances to score and put points on the board. So right now, if I was a betting man, I would say Cliff Pu will be a early third round pick. Anyway. That's all I got to episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. And later, guys.